everyone, welcome. Mr. Aziz and Mr. Firdaus, this is our students coming from Indonesia, and also Mr. Serkan. Welcome one more time, sorry, Mr. Serkan. Yes, Alhamdulillah, we are inviting some of our partner school coming from Aceh and then in Java Island and Kalimantan Island. Well, actually, hopefully there are a lot of students will join this program because it's a very, a good program, a good webinar for the student, which is actually we are going to present about the Germany. Yeah. So meanwhile we are waiting for the others, maybe we can start on 11:05. Yeah. So for everyone who already came to this webinar, please try to also to remind your friends to join this webinar because this is a very good opportunity for you to listen about the information college in Germany. Yeah, as we know that we already share the information through your college counselors. And also I welcome, there will be some of the parents who will join this program as well. So also maybe you just also can try to invite your parents to this webinar. So maybe not only you who will get the information about Germany, but also your parent, because I believe that if your parents are really interested in this one, so they can get many information related about the Germany college. Yeah. And as we know that in Germany, for the tuition fee is free, Mr. Firdaus, who is experienced in the...
We'll count it.
Yeah.
No hurry.
Yeah. Yes, so we have how many participants now? 32 participants. Alhamdulillah. One more time, please try to remind your friends and also invite your parent to come to this webinar, because this is a very good moment, to get information about Germany college. Okay. So we have 2 minutes left, inshallah. On 11:05, we will try to start. And also there will be some teachers, Mr. Firdaus, Mr. Serkan, and Mr. Aziz to join this program. So maybe this is also live streamed in YouTube. If you are willing to go there, you can also try to open the YouTube there. So hopefully if it is full, so you can go there. Hopefully.
We're famous, huh?
Yeah. And then there will be some of recording. Mr. Firdaus, about this one. So if the student cannot join through this webinar, so actually they can also open the webinar and try to find out any information. But and also in our YouTube, actually there are so many viewers for the YouTuber. Hopefully it can also increase the viewers of the YouTube, hopefully so, and there'll be more subscriber. If you are joining that one, you can just try to subscribe for the Eduversal institution, so you can subscribe that one. So it's good. So 1 minute left, we will start the webinar. One more time, remind your friends, remind your parent to join this one, because one more time it's going to be a great opportunity for them. Okay, Mr. Aziz, maybe you can just start as a host to open this webinar. Please, time is yours, Mr. Aziz.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pertama kali saya ingin mengucapkan selamat menunaikan ibadah puasa Ramadan. InsyaAllah, teman-teman, Bapak Ibu yang terhormat, nama saya Abdul Aziz dari Renus Language Academy Germany, and saya dulu mantan guru karisma bangsa dan Fatih Bilingual School Aceh. Alhamdulillah 6 tahun kami bekerja di Indonesia. So I'll just continue in English. Sorry for that, since we have friends from Germany as well here. I'm greeting all students and the parents who are attending this webinar, and in cooperation with Eduversal, Indonesia, Sprachakademie, Germany, and Renus Language Academy, Germany. And today we have the main speakers medical doctor, would-be doctor soon, Firdaus Oripov, originally from Tajikistan, Central Asia. Now, currently, he's about to graduate his degree in medicine in Hanover University, Germany. He's going to make a speech about, actually, he's going to introduce about introducing the universities of Germany, and he's going to give a speech about general understanding of college admissions, university admissions, and then the life in Germany for students, for international students. Then we have the team of Sprache Academy who will be giving us information about learning German language online and in present courses. So Pak Doni, saya langsung kasih mikrofon.
Yes.
Pak Firdaus. So Mr. Firdaus Oripov, please
and I will
proceed
carry
to
on.
your speech.
Thank you very much for a short introduction, but I would like to introduce myself, dear parents and students. I hope you can hear me very good. So my name is Firdaus Oripov. I have been living in Germany since 2015 for about 7 years, and I'm studying medicine at the 6th grade. So it will be my honor to represent you some facts about Germany, about Germany's education system. And I'll be also glad if you ask me in the end some questions. So then let's.
Okay, just Firdaus abi, just a second, please. Before we go any further, I would like to inform all the participants that this is not a very academic presentation. So we've tried to make it as simple as possible and as sincere as possible. So please accept this meeting and this webinar as a compliment of Eduversal Indonesia, and then the Sprache Academy, and then the volunteer student from Hanover University is Firdaus abi, Firdaus Oripov.
Yes, of course, as Mr. Doni asked if we can be helpful for you. I mean, for the students. We said, okay, if we can, it will also joy for us. That's why it's not so academic.
Yes.
Then I would like to carry on with my first page. So start in the land of ideas. I think you know or not, it's a motto of Germany, because there are many scientists there who have been lived here in Germany in 17th or the 18th centuries. That's why we call also, I mean, the land of ideas, I mean, Germany. It's the second name. So go further. So some facts about Germany. Germany, as you know, is located in the middle of Europe and composed of 16 states, 16 independent states. Maybe it's for the first time, it's like not clear states, Germany, but is it so? Because it's a social country. I think you will notice it when you start to live in Germany. The main language here in Germany is German. The population is about 84, 85. It's 80, I would say 85 million. It's a multicultural country. I mean, also due to refugees and other workers. The capital of the country is Berlin. The currency is euro. Is more than dollar. You should know it. The center and the largest country of Europe, and the Germany has the largest economy in European and the fourth largest in the world. It's maybe very interesting because Germany is one of the richest countries in the world. So, yeah, some pictures from Germany here. On the top, here's Berlin, Heidelberg, Berlin, Cologne. So Germany is a country where the air is fresh, where you can see also green, where it's very comfortable to live, I would say. Yeah, it's like overview to you about German cities, about So we come to the main question. I mean, I think you're at the 10 and 11 classes, and at that age, you start to ask yourself who I want to be and where will I study or where do I want to study. I think these thoughts are normal because the same thoughts I also had when I was going to school and when I was at your age. And I think the earlier you begin to think about this, it's better because in the end you will find solution. And if you start to think about your future, I mean, at the end of your 12th class, then it's maybe that it's not enough time to make a right decision. That's why I mean, I would actually, if there are some volunteers, I would ask maybe why, is there anyone who wants to study in Germany? Or, well, does anyone want to answer or not? Okay, I go further.
Yes, hello everyone. Are you there? You can just try to open up your camera and you can try to answer Mr. Firdaus' question. Yes.
Anak-anak, come on, semangat. Ada pertanyaan, ada yang mau kuliah di Jerman?
Ayo. Silakan kalau ada yang mau jawab. Orang tua juga boleh.
Who's already concerned to study in Germany?
No
you
one?
Can write your answers.
Are we in the right place?
Is für Selbstverwaltung? Ich glaube, dass die Ingenieure sind großartig.
Oh, das ist ja schön. It's great, huh? It's talking German. Yeah, 2 steps forward.
Yeah, just that is like letztes Jahr.
I think I think the the former president of Indonesia, he studied here in Germany in Aachen, I think.
Yeah, Aachen, RWTH.
Yeah, engineering is one of the many factors that is popular here in Germany, but not only. So we go further. Number 1, why should you study in Germany and not, I mean, in USA or not in Japan or in other countries? It's just my opinion, because there is no tuition fee at public universities. I think it's a big advantage. It's a very big profit and benefit if you compare with other universities, with other top universities. If you say, okay, I would like to study in the USA, I still remember the advice of my teacher. I went to him. I had some invitations from England, one from England with a scholarship, 70%, and some from USA. But he advised me not to go there, but to study in German, in Europe. He said, if you go to USA, then you should work parallelly, and it will not good for your studying. Go better or rather to Europe and gain the knowledge, and then go to USA or to some other country where you can make money. And I'm still very, very thankful to his advice, because I think it was for me a right decision. Yes, no tuition fee at the public universities. Just one example, if you want to study in the USA, it's very, very normal college, then you should pay approximately for 1 year, it's about $20,000. It's just for studying $20,000 or $30,000. Or then you should pay for your living costs and so on. And it's very expensive. Or I would say, if you want to study in Japan, I was in Japan, and then the universities are also not free. It was about 5,000 to 10,000 euro per year. It's very expensive. But in Germany, since 2014, I think there is a law that says there is no tuition fee at public universities. And you should notice it, because at the end we'll come back to it. So number 2, you should study in German because of excellent higher education staff members and infrastructures. By saying this, I will bring some examples that I experienced. For example, the German state pays for one medical student for 6 years, 250,000 euro. For one medical student, I mean, for the whole of studying, 250,000 euro. And it shows the quality of education. And believe me, here I'm since 6 years at the university, and we have everything that we need for our promotion, that we need for our improvement. And also staff members. A friend of mine is studying engineering in one of the small universities. He said, "Firdous, you know, my teacher, he was a former, I think, manager of Microsoft, and now he's teaching in the university." So I mean, your teachers in the universities are very top qualified teachers. Number 3, internationally recognized degrees. You may come here as your former president, you can study here and then come back to Indonesia and then become a president, for example. Or you may come here, study, and then you can go to USA, as I said before, or you can go to Japan, or you can go to Australia, to New Zealand, where you can work and make some money. And it doesn't depend where you go, but everywhere I think in the world, if you say, okay, I study in Germany, they say, oh, German, well disciplined. I mean, it means you have a good knowledge, come and work here. Because I was in England at the European bank, and then I asked a worker because I had my cousins working there, and he said, and just for interest, are there any German workers here, and how are they? And he said German workers are really perfect. I mean, those who studied in German, I mean, not who were born in German, but those who studied in Germany, they do their job top, qualified. That's why it's internationally recognized. And another one, it's world-class education. I don't know whether you know these people or not. Here's Sami Majid, the best neurosurgeon. I mean, he has like 3 brain-shaped, I mean, his clinic is in the shape of brain in 3 countries, in China, in Iran, and in Germany. He's not born in Germany. He came to Germany at, I think, 1960 from Iran, but he has studied here, and he's now really the best neurosurgeon in the world. And his patients only, I don't know, presidents or prime ministers like that. The manager of Dubai International Airport is also someone who has studied in Germany. And here, I mean, the family of Shine, they founded the first in the world the vaccination against COVID-19. To my knowledge, they're also not born here in Germany. They came also in 1960 like that to Germany, and they studied here, and now they are one of the richest people in Germany and one of the most famous people in the whole world. So that's why it's world-class education. And one example to top-ranked universities, when you come and study here, for example, in Germany, the German universities, they have a partner corporations with famous universities like Stanford or Oxford. For example, a friend of mine, he was studying chemistry like that in Hannover. He said that Hannover is cooperating with Stanford, and if you go for one semester to Stanford, I mean, for studying, then you don't need to pay because of this cooperation. But if you want, if you go without this company corporation, that you should pay, I think, for Stanford University about, I don't know, for one semester about 20,000. That's why these corporations, they enable you to gain knowledge in other top-ranked universities for free. So the point number 4, the living costs are in Germany, in comparison, I think in many countries, is very low. And the Europe is, I think it's the lowest. Here I made some calculation for one student. How much do you need, I mean, per month? And here my calculation for accommodation. It depends, of course, on you. But if you're a usual student and you want to stay, I mean, in one room, then it costs about 200-300 euro. Then it comes health insurance. It's about 110 or 115 euro per month. It's because Germany is a social country, should pay for it. Otherwise, you cannot study at the universities. And then eating, you see there, it's the range is about from 75 to 200 euro. Eating depends on you. If you say, okay, I will eat every day in the restaurant, then you should pay surely more. But if you want to cook at home and live as a normal student, then you don't need to spend so much money. And then for your handy and so on, 30-50 euro, and then you should spend for 1 month for living costs about 400 and 650 euro per month. I think the living cost in Germany is so low due to, the country is social. If I compare to Japan, Japan, it's twice or 3 times more expensive than German. But here in Germany, we students, we can afford everything. To be honest, I can go to supermarket and I can buy everything that I want because they're not so expensive. They're affordable, their prices. But in Japan or in the USA, it's too expensive, I would say, for a student. If you're not very rich, but if you're rich, okay, you can afford everything everywhere. It's a big advantage for students. Maybe also for your parents. I think point number 5, you should study in Germany because of work opportunities for international students. I said before that for a living, you need about 500 or 600 euros per month. This amount of money you can earn, I think, easily if you do a part-time job. There are so many part-time jobs opportunities here in Germany. For international students, you can work it depends on you. You can say, okay, every day I will work 2 hours, or I will work only at weekends, and then you can make this money, because there is a law in Germany which says that the lowest income, if you work, and the firma or an employer should become not less than 10 euro per hour. 10 euro per hour, it makes about $11, $12. That is also one of the benefits of Germany. So we'll go further. Another point is that when you begin to study here, then you will have friends from many countries, beginning from Tajikistan, or from Indonesia, from Japan, from China, from America, from England. Germany is getting diverse from year to year, and now for example, if I look to my surrounding people, then I have friends from more than 5, 6. I'm close friends from more than 5 or 6 countries. But actually, at one university, for example, in my university, there are students from 60 or 90 countries. It's very, very diverse. I had also a friend from Madagascar, for example, like the small countries, but it's very, very diverse. So you will not feel yourself like, okay, I'm alone, or okay, I don't have friends. You will have also, if you want to be your friends on Indonesians. There are many Indonesians here in Germany. I had been living with Indonesians for about 2 or 3 years, and yeah, it is very diverse. I think it's a great advantage if you, after you graduated and then you see your friend is working in Japan, another friend's working in Australia, another friend's working in Germany. So you will have a very good contacts. That is, for me, it's a very important point because I like traveling. And as I said, and as I mentioned before, Germany is located in the middle of Europe. When you look at the map of Europe, so it means that you can go easily to many countries. From Germany, depends where you live, but let's take from the middle of Germany to Paris, it takes 6 to 7 hours. And the bus tickets and the plane tickets, it's really cheap. I'll bring you also one example. For example, a plane ticket, there is a Ryanair, and you can fly with that airlines so cheap. For example, from Germany to London for 10 euros. It's very, very cheap. 10 euros you can fly. And I'm not exaggerating, it's fact. You can also rent a car and then make a traveling with the car. Actually, the German population, they are tended to travel a lot. And I think also whoever here studies, we study, and then in the holidays you see your friends is all over the world. Another one is went to Italy, for vacation, and all these are affordable, even if you are just normal, or even if I would say, or under the normal incomings, but you can afford these travelings. Maybe these travelings, they were for me when I was child, like dream, oh, I would go to Paris, but I need too much money. No, you don't need too much money, because here there are many opportunities for cheap traveling. So another point is after you have graduated here, you will have actual great job opportunities. I'm in Germany because I don't know whether you know or not, but the German population is an old population. The middle age is about 41, and the population is getting older, and they need someone who will work and for the country. And depends, of course, on the branch, what you have studied. But it's not so difficult to find a job after you have graduated here at the university. So I will summarize the main points that I have mentioned. Point number 1, the most important, there is no tuition fee at public universities. You should notice it. Point number 2, excellent higher education staff members and infrastructures. Number 3, internationally recognized degrees. Number 4, world-class education. And remember on these famous people that I showed you. Number 5, it's for me the second most important thing, that the living cost here in Germany very low. Point number 5, work opportunities. I mean, part-time job opportunities for international students is high. Diverse community, travel Europe on a student visa, you can do it. Everyone can afford it. It doesn't matter whether you are from a rich family or not. And the last point is a great job opportunities. Do you have any question to these points? If you don't, then I have to say some things. But if you have any questions, then I am ready to hear them and to
Mr. Firdaus, we should continue. Then we can have the questions on the chat box. So any questions, please write your questions in the chat box, and then so we can read it out, then answer.
Okay, then let's do
it. In the end of this webinar, we can have a question and answer part.
Okay. So if you decide to come to Germany, there are some ways, but the most common way is you should know German. I mean, it's maybe only one, like a small disadvantage that you should know German. But after your German degree is about B1, B2, then you should attain to the entrance exam. I mean, then you should do Studienkolleg, like we say, Studienkolleg. It's like preparation course for not for every foreigner, but for many foreigners. I also did it when I came to Germany, and it's very useful. But in order to make in order to study at Studienkolleg, you should pass the entrance exam. And in the entrance exam, it's about Germany knowledge. And if you want to study like medicine, or like if you want to be an engineer, it's here T course, you should do M or T course. Then there is, or I think also for V course, it's for economic. Then you should also pass a mathematics exam. But mathematics degree, I mean, it's not so. I mean, the level of mathematics, I mean, from the entrance exam is not so high. If you were good at your school, then I think you can pass it. And the only one thing that you should learn extra, I mean, it's German language. Without German language, it is difficult. So there are in the Studienkolleg, there are M course, T course, economic course. I mean, M for medicine, T for technique, V for economic, G is meant for human science and legal studies, S for social, and it takes usually at least 1 year. But if you don't pass your exam, it may be up to 2 years. But actually, everyone does it. I mean, the majority, they do it in 1 year. And after you have graduated Studienkolleg, you see at the universities, they who attended at Studienkolleg and those foreigners who didn't, there is a big discrepancy, I mean, difference at the level of knowledge. And because Studienkolleg prepares you for the German university very, very good. And I think it's very useful. And he asks, for example, if you want to study in Germany like engineering, then I mean, it's bachelor degree. Bachelor degree in Germany, it lasts normally 3 to 4 years, actually 6 semesters. But if you don't pass your exams, I mean, on the right time, then it will last more. But actually, the bachelor here in Germany, 3 years. Then, if you want to do your master degree here in Germany, it takes 1 to 2 years. I have a friend, an Indonesian friend, maybe you know him or not, Zulfikar Islami from Indonesia. He's doing now his master, and I think he will complete his master, I mean, in 1 year. If you want to go in, the academic pathway, then you can also do your PhD or like doctorate degree. It depends on the way you do it and what's the topic. It lasts also about 3 to 5 years. So as a bachelor for engineering, for computer science, and so on. And now I'll come for my part. I'm sure that there are many ones who want to study medicine in Germany. And if you want to study medicine in Germany, it's again, you should do Studienkolleg, M-Course, and then you should have a very good GPA from Studienkolleg and also from your school. It should be very, very high because the concurrence here, the rivalry is here very, very high. There are many people, there are many foreigners who want to study medicine here, especially from Arabic countries. And that's why you should be one of the best in order to study medicine in German public universities. After you get, after you have entered the medical university, then it lasts 6 years. The first 2 years, it's like preclinical stage. It depends again on the university. For example, my university, from the first day we began with clinical stage. But actually, in these 6 years, you will have 3 state examinations. The first one of the first 2 years, the second one after the 5 years, and the last one it's an oral and practical exam. It's after 6 years. I would say the first 5 years is about just studying. Studying, and you will also practice in hospitals. But the last year, you will not study, you will just work. Okay, for me, I said also always for me that studying like medicine, it doesn't take for me 6 years. It's for me like about 5 years, because the last year is like to work and to gain some experiences. That's why for me, I motivate myself saying that it's just 5 years. And yeah, during your studying, you can do your medical research. It's also like one of the privileges here in Germany. Then after you have graduated, you will will be called like Doctor Med, and then comes your surname. If you don't do it, then you are just a medical and like med and for example, medical Olipo, it's my surname. But if I do and accomplish my research, it's like PhD here in Germany, then I will be called like Dr. Med Olipo. It's also one of the privilege. Yeah, and about medicine, Germany is one of the best countries in medicine. Vaccination, for example, was found here. And to my knowledge, 2016, there was a ranking, and in the ranking, German doctors, they were. And yeah, it's about medicine in Germany. So now it's a time for questions. I talked a lot. Now let's look at the question.
Okay, thank you very much, Firdaus Abi. Firdaus, children, parents, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you are welcome now, or you can ask the questions anytime, and you can just write your questions in the chat box, or if you want to ask in person, please do ask your questions right now. So we are ready to answer any question about universities and then the procedure, how to get enrolled in German college universities. Okay, Pak Doni, kira-kira ada
Yes.
Well,
So we have for this time, so directly the student can question the speaker, sir. Can they ask now, or we just try to listen to another presentation? What do you think, Mr. Aziz? Hello?
We cannot hear you. Mr.
okay, I can
Aziz.
take the first question from Zoom chat box here now. Okay. There's a question from Chut, from Aceh, I guess.
Yeah.
Are there any scholarship offers to Germany to study in Germany, especially for students from Indonesia? So what you mean by scholarship? Firdaus Abi, please. Are there any scholarships offered to Germany?
There are many scholarships, but it depends on your points if you are good at the universities. And secondly, you may apply for these scholarships first when you are not at student college but at universities. And also it depends on the branch what you study. For example, for us, for medical students, there are many, and if you are good at university, you can just apply and then you can gain like 700 or like 900 euros per month. Yeah, and yeah, it's up to you. Huh? If you are good, there are many scholarships, and I know many people who gain scholarships.
And what do these scholarships cover?
Yeah,
so what type of scholarships are there?
Yeah, it's about, for example, just an example. My friend, he gains per month 900 euro, and with 900 euro, I mean, you can pay. I mean, you can pay living costs, and then you will have like 300. It depends on your rest, and with that money you can travel, because universities are here free. You don't have something else to spend money, or you may pay for your tickets.
Okay, it sounds like anyway, the universities are free in Germany, so unlike United States or other countries of the world. So let's don't forget this. So because when we ask the the college and the universities worldwide, so for what comes first to mind is if there is an opportunity to get scholarships. But to study in Germany, you don't need any scholarships to pay the university. But in terms of daily expenses, yes, there are some opportunities to apply for scholarships once you get the scholarship. So you don't need to work additionally to cover your daily expenses, and you just just focus on your education. But there are but you can search them. And then once again, the universities are free in Germany. You just need some budget to live on.
Maybe and also one.
Yes, please.
So one example, we had like in the pandemic time, some students, they couldn't work, and then the state said, okay, you can apply and we will give you per month for student 500 euro. I mean, these 2 years. So the state is on our side, and they support us, and they know that students should work. I mean, they shouldn't, but they work, like they do part-time job in order to recover their daily expenses.
It's a good thing about living in a social social country,
it's
right?
a big advantage.
So I think it's only Germany. The state is paying additional compensation to university students as well. 80% of German students or students in Germany, they work part-time after universities or after their education. It's not like that in Indonesia. I don't believe so. Most students work in Indonesia, but here in Germany, so they don't want to be dependent on their parents.
Exactly.
Although, so they come from Indonesia, so they don't want to receive, a monthly budget from parents. So once they can study and earn money in Europe, so why to be financed by parents anyway? So the parents finance them years, and then So that there is an opportunity to work and cover your expenses in Europe and especially in Germany. And
And
even
when we
though
talk
so you
about
see, the government is paying compensation during this pandemic, just thinking that those students who are working are not able to work any longer during this period. It's a good thing to study in Germany.
to take care of you. And when I talk about work, it's not like working like hard. There are so many easy works, part-time jobs, maybe that you cannot imagine here in Germany. For what you can gain a very good, for example, you can teach English, for example, and then you can get per hour, it's about 20-30 euro. Or you can teach mathematics, or I don't know, something like that. And then
So you can do tutoring.
yeah, of course.
Oke, Pak Doni, ada lagi pertanyaan di YouTube?
Yes. Well, actually, there are many things that they can ask about Germany. Yeah, let me try to read this one.
Anything related
Good
to?
questions are what must be prepared to get the college there. So I believe that how to do the admission in German university. Can you just explain that one, Mr.
So after
Firdaus, can we speak a little louder? And then
okay, sorry. After I mean,
speed up.
do you hear me now louder?
Yes.
So after your language level, it's about B1 or B2, and you have this certificate of language, then you should apply for universities for student college. It's not so difficult, but it's not so easy because Germany is a country famous with bureaucracy. They like these paper things, and then you will be invited for the entrance exam. I mean, for student colleagues, it's German and most mathematics. And with this invitation, then you can apply visa, and then you can get your visa and then come to Germany. Maybe one point. I mean, you need, for coming for the first time in order to come to Germany, it's like a blocked account in a German bank. So these are the ways to be admitted at student college.
Yes, Mr. Firdaus. Well, actually, also one most important thing I would like to remind to all the students here. So since we are the part of the, the partner of Eduversal schools here, well, actually, from the college counselor, we are trying to make kind of cooperation among our school. The thing is that if the student want to get more information about the Germany in the future, maybe we're still doing that one. We are trying to to connect the students with the university. Hopefully, our expectation that after we are doing this webinar in the future, if the student want to get to know information in Germany, we can just try to directly to Mr. Aziz or to Sprague Academy to help the student as well, right?
Right, you can do it.
So maybe for the students and the parents, maybe we can just come to your college counselors. Maybe new academic year is the best time to meet with them. So since we are trying to make this connection with the German university, hopefully in the future in Aceh, in Jakarta, or Semarang, Yogyakarta, Bandung, everywhere, our schools. Hopefully, we can send our students to Germany because a lot of opportunity, a lot of advantage that they can get German university. Yes, we have many questions here, Mr. Firdaus and Mr. Aziz. Yeah. So,
okay, Pak Doni, there is a question from Ibu LV. She's asking any recommendations for the best universities in Germany, especially for T course and then W courses and TI course studies. So one thing I would like to say here before I give the question to Firdaus Abi, Ibu LV, as you know, German education system is one of the best in Europe as well as in the world. And then as far as I know, being a foreigner in Germany and living over 3 years, I found out that most universities in Germany are much higher, in terms of quality in neighboring countries. And then there are, I'm sure, I can say that. So there is no bad university or with the lower quality university, because Germany is known with their own, German standards, the German quality standards, and then most universities are, almost equal in terms of quality. But it depends on the, the fields of education. So which university would specialize in certain field of education, like medicine. I would say Heidelberg University is the top university in Europe, and then comparing to most universities in the world in medicine, and then one of the oldest universities in Europe, and then or Hannover University or Münster University, and then Firdaus Abi.
Yeah, actually, you have answered the question. I mean, for the first time, it may be strange for you because, which universities are the best ones? But I think all universities in German are the very, very good.
Yeah, especially for T course and then W course.
For T course, I mean, I will bring just one example. There is a very small university in a very small city. The professor, he founded MP3, and he is working there. So even if it's a small university in a small city, but it's very top university. And for T course, okay, I mean, there are some universities with very good histories like Aachen, Munich, Darmstadt, TU Darmstadt, Berlin, Leibniz from Hanover, because they gained in 2017 with a cooperation, I think, with one university from American Nobel Prize. Yeah, everywhere. I mean, in Germany.
Yes, can we say like Mr. Firdaus? Can we say like this one? Even though if we close our eyes and then try to choose German university, can we get the best university?
Exactly.
Yeah, just choose one. Yeah, you can. We can also Google for that. So
just close our eyes and choose one of the German university. We can get the best one, right?
It's not like, for example, the best universities are in the capital. It is maybe in many other countries, but it doesn't relate to Germany. In Germany, like, they have own standards and they're very, very high.
Okay, Pak Doni, before we continue with the language preparation,
Yes.
Do we take any more questions?
Yes, well, actually, there are a lot of coming to me, sir. Direct message from me. I will try to read one by one. Well, actually, maybe you can just try to explain detail about the question. Actually, already answered, but no problem. I will try to read the question. So, if you want to study in Germany, so of course we need to study one more year to study language alone before going to the actual university. So it means that. Actually, can you just try to explain, Mr. Firdaus, from the beginning, if we want to go to university, what kind of preparation, maybe language or the study and collect until we get university, how many years to get university undergraduate? Can you just explain that?
Firdaus, very quickly, just the steps.
Yeah. Okay, very quickly steps. German language, you can do it online. I mean, you can, during you are going to school, you can make, the level to B1 or B2. It's not so difficult. And then you do think 1 year. Yeah, it's maybe for you okay. 1 year is went and invest, but it's not. Believe me, I started to studying at the university with 21. It's 21. And for the first time, it was like, wow, okay, my friends who graduated with me, they're on the 3rd grade. But the most, I think, important thing, it's the end. After 10 years, after like 7 years, where you will be and where will they who began, very early. And then you have a bachelor degree. If you don't study medicine, it takes about 3 years. Not 4 years in comparison to other countries. So you can 1 year and from Snookerleg and 3 years bachelor, 4 years. So you don't lose any years. And the master 1 to 2 years. And for medicine or like for pharmacy, it takes 6 years.
6 years. Oh, long time, yeah, Mr.
I think it's also in Indonesian because
the same.
Not like,
years for
it's not easy to become a doctor. Huh?
Yeah, the same 6 years, Mr. Firdaus. Well, basically, the student must take the language course, whether it can be online or offline. Yeah, maybe because of the every access can be cut completely, Mr. Firdaus. Yeah, if we cannot go for offline, we can get for the online one. So, for example, to get B1 or B2, how many weeks or how many months so we can get the certificate, and maybe we can just directly go to the Germany to get any student collect, Mr. Firdaus.
Okay, Badoni, that question, so we can, that question we can give to the team of Sprach Academy. It's a language academy, that's why they're here. But before we go further to language part, so I just wanted to quickly remind that you know, to get admitted to German university or any German universities, one should have definitely C1 advanced level German language proficiency. And then it's not like other Germany is not like other European countries that with your IELTS certificate or TOEFL results, you can get admission. No, German universities require advanced level German language.
So there is
for that, so you need to plan your way to go to Germany way before than going to other countries. So you should make your plan much earlier. So you should make your decisions much earlier than you make for other universities, other countries. So language learning procedure or language learning way is compared to marathon race. It's a long-term race. It's long-term preparation, especially Germany, which is not common in Indonesia. So most schools teach English. And then with English language, the question is, can you do anything with English language in Germany? Yes, to know English is a plus, but again, German is must. So that's why, so you need to study German before you get an admission. And then so we can divide this German learning procedure into two parts. The first thing, before you apply to German universities, you can study on your own, either in your own country or in Germany. You cannot have admission unless you have advanced level certificate from recognized institutions like TELC or Goethe institutes. To do that, so you can start learning German either online or on-site in Indonesia. And then if you are interested in learning German language, we can talk to the school administrations or Edversal. We can have cooperations teaching you directly from Germany. So we can organize online courses from German teachers. And then, so here we invited Sprach Academy team to talk about the language courses they're offering now. So they're one of the language courses here in Germany offering online courses. They're specialized in online teaching. Mr. Serkan, Ms. Melike, are you here?
Aziz Bey, Melike Hanım devam edecek sunuma.
Okay, so Ms. Melike here. Please, Ms. Melike. So what can you offer in this extent? So
okay,
to those who want to come to Germany, before they come to Germany, what should they do?
Okay, so I would love to introduce our Sprach Academy, so our language academy, to all the students and parents. Before I start the presentation, I would love to show a little video clip we prepared for the students and all for the parents. So a little sneak peek, and then I will start the presentation if it's okay.
Please.
Okay.
Okay, so
Is that showing the clip?
It's showing, Miss.
Perfect. So thank you for watching for first. And now I will continue with the presentation. So at first I would love to continue with some informations to our institute, of course. We are a company who is working with Rhein-Ruhr Bildungsverein. This is belongs to them. We belong to them, and we offer German lessons courses since 1995. And also we are certified by AZAV, that is a company who is taking care all in Europe, I guess. If it's not wrong, in Europe, all the countries who is teaching their languages. And also we are a test center of TELC, the European Language Certificates, which is a company who is accepted in the entire Europe. And we have, of course, goals of the Language Academy. Some of them are that our courses give the participant the access to a German university, of course, because how we mentioned before, it is really important to know the German language, of course, to access to the universities, but also to get a visa to come to Germany. And also the company, the participants, while getting the visa for Germany, as I said. We made a chronological list to the requirements that Germany does, how the questions came before, how to prepare for the university or for getting a visa. Here are some information for them. It is, of course, really important to mention that you have to have a registration at a language academy. That means you need to prove that you are already registered to learn German. And also how Mr. Oripo said, you have to prove some funding. You need 10,332 euros on your bank account. You have to prove this only so you can prove Germany that you are able to come to Germany and study here without any financial help. And another point is the health insurance. The German universities want, of course, a health insurance. it really depends on your health insurance in your country. How does it work with Germany? You have to get informations what they really want, especially for Indonesia, for example, now. And you have to have this for the visa and for the universities, of course. And now for the German language, there were some questions if it's really important or if it's needed to know German. Yes, it is. The German universities want you to know at least from level A1 to C1, and for the entrance for the university, that you can prove this with the certificate of TELC, for example, or the Goethe Institute in Indonesia, I guess, if it's right. I don't want to say anything wrong.
It's right.
Okay, perfect. And of course, how we mentioned before, the Hochschulzugangsberechtigung, which is the university entrance qualification, you have to have a qualification from your country that is approved here in Germany, so you can enter a German university. Now, I want to explain what we offer and how we offer our courses. Of course, we do an online and presence German course. That means you can get your lessons in German here in Germany, or if you don't want to spend this time in Germany, you want to spend this in your country, we also offer some online courses with German teachers, which are of course at the same level here, so you don't have any problems getting the languages here in Germany or Indonesia. You have the possibilities to get teach from level A1 to C1, and also getting taking exams in A1 and C1. So that mentioned before, that takes almost 1 year, you can say, at least like 2 months for each level. So it depends on your teaching and your learning, of course. So you can get to take the exams from A1 to C1. And I already read the questions before, how the housings are. We of course offer housings for our students. If you decide to come to Germany and study here, we help you out with staying and housing, of course, so you don't have to look up for an apartment or to rent an apartment. We help you out, but I have to mention these are, of course, limited places. So if you decide to come to Germany, you have to come in touch with us so we can prepare for you before your entrance in Germany. I would love to show some pictures. This is our building in Duisburg, and this is where the academy is at this entire place. The entire apartment is just for our students, with a lot of room possibilities to get taught in German. It is really easy to come to our place because it is nearby to the central station, Inner Harbor, and downtown. So you never will get bored, or you will never have problems to enter our academy. And these are the places where you will stay if you decide to come to Germany. These are the places we offer to our students. This is the building, and this is some of the rooms and pictures of them. Last but not least, how Mr. Oripov said, Germany is kind of middle of the Europe, and we are at this red place you can see, and this is Duisburg. This is close by map. This is Duisburg, where the academy is at, and it is said before, we have a lot of universities in Germany, and it is really easy to access from Duisburg to the other cities like Essen, Dortmund, Düsseldorf. This is one of the biggest cities nearby. And you have also the chance to visit other countries if you are in Duisburg, because the nearby countries are, for example, Belgium or Netherlands. So you have also the opportunity, the possibilities to see other countries except Germany. And how I said, we have a lot of universities nearby. And I have to mention that it's really easy to visit them, because with the train or with the car, you will just take a few minutes, like 15 to 20 minutes to access from Duisburg to Essen or Düsseldorf, Wuppertal. And the important point here is that if you are a student at one of the university, for example, Duisburg, Essen, these are a university which works together these cities, you have access to all the other universities. If you need any books, any informations, any other lessons, you can also take them from other universities and visit them, of course. This opportunity you have got in Germany. And at least now we have some information in our qualifications, how we work. And of course, the internet website where you can visit us, and of course, access to the academy. This is also in many languages. If you don't know German now, you can, of course, look up first in English and then continue, of course, in different languages. So if there are any questions, I am done. I would love to answer them now.
Yes, Ms. Melike, there is two questions here. Number
Yeah.
one questions directly to Sprach Academy. For example, the student, if they want to go to Germany, they have to finish the language level, B2 or C1. So to get the German university, will they ask about, for example, there are many, what is the level of Germany, A1, A2, B1, B2, and so on. Will they ask all those certificate, or for example, if I'm self-confidence enough to take directly C1, is it possible, I mean, to get the the certificate, and we can just directly use that to enroll in German university? And second one, about the the deposit of the money for about 10,332, is that a must or how? And then, for example, from Sprach Academy, of course, to make this bank account in Germany, can you also help the student to open the bank account in Germany as well? That is two questions, Ms. Melike.
Okay, so at first, the language levels. It is a must, of course, to prove that you know German. So you have to prove the university that you already learned German and can understand and talk in German, of course. We are certificating from A1 to C1, all each. And you're getting all your certificates within, how I said, it depends on how you learn or how you study. Within 1 year, it takes almost 2 to 3 months to learn a level, and then you continue A1, A2, B1, B2, and C1. So it depends on the students, of course, how they study, how they learn, and take the exams. And for the second question, I just have to ask Herr Aydın. Serkan abi, biz öğrencilere yardım ediyor muyuz bu kontoyu açabilmelerinde?
Kendi ülkelerinde açıyorlar.
Kendi ülkelerinde açıyorlar.
Kendi
Okay.
ülkelerinde açıyorlar. Onu göstermeleri gerekiyor.
Okay, so the bank account and the amount of money, it has to be showed on the bank account in Indonesia. It doesn't have anything to do with Germany. it just a bank account in Indonesia.
Miss Zortash, I should interrupt you here. Actually, this 10,332 euros bank account should be opened or has to be opened in Germany. So while the students are in their own country, they can open a bank account in Germany. So there are the procedures they can find online on the internet. That amount has to be deposited to the German bank. So and that what they need it for is just to guarantee that the first year of their education they don't get any financial support from anywhere else than their own deposited money. And this is just just to deposit money, and then so they can withdraw their money, this 10,000 monthly, in amount like about 900 euros per month. But this amount should be deposited to a German bank.
Oh, yeah.
And anybody can open a bank account in Germany while they're abroad.
Oh yeah, it means that it's not difficult to open the bank account.
No, it's actually. So unlike other countries, so you can open a bank account in Germany while you are in Indonesia. So
yeah,
you can search for the procedures.
Yes, maybe I will talk to you, Mr. Aziz. Maybe for some of students, if we need help, so I will contact you and also the others. Okay. Oh yeah, Miss Melike, I'm sorry. For example, for the certificate, yeah, if we don't take the A1 or A2 certificate, can we just directly take the C1? Even if, I mean, for example, if we study for 1 year to study Germany, and then we just directly take the C1 certificate, is that possible? Or maybe we have to take every certificate of each level. What do you think is that?
I will just ask, just give me a second, of course. Serkan abi, A1, A2 sırayla mı gitmeleri gerekiyor yoksa direkt B2'den de veya B1'den de başlayabiliyorlar mı?
Wir machen einen Anstufungstest, dann entscheiden wir.
Okay. So before you start the courses, you take an exam and we will look up how the levels are. If you already know some German and you are already on a level of A2 or B1, you can just start there. You don't have to start by A1, but it depends on how your German knowledge is at that point. So you have to start there where you don't know.
Just like placement test, yeah, Miss Melike, yeah?
Exactly.
Oh, you have to, of course.
So Padoni, so anybody who wants to start a course at Sprachakademie, so the language academy, so they go through a placement test first. Whatever their level is, they need to take a placement test. So the course gives them right, the course places them right to the right level. And then this, especially this placement test gives the opportunity to see the Sprachakademie like a diagnostic report, what the student knows and what they don't. According to what they don't, then they can offer a certain course. And then there is another question about the fees of the courses and then the timing from Ibu Elvi. Those answers you can find from Sprachakademie website. So Frau Satash. Okay, so Sprachakademie.eu, Sprachakademie.eu, so they can find all information, this technical information from the website directly. And then I would also like to share another language school of ours. It's actually this. Thank you, Frau Zortash, first of all.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is our Rennes Language Academy. We are sister school from Sprachakademie, and then Language Academy is English, Sprachakademie is German. So at Rennes Language Academy, we're offering English courses online in cooperation with Canada. So our English teachers are Canadian native speaking teachers. And then when you go to rennesacademy.com, so you can also go to German courses from this tab, and then directly it directs you to Sprachakademie. So it's very easy. And then on social media, you can look for Rennes Academy or Sprachakademie. Also, you can find on all Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And all the technical questions, please refer to the websites. Thank you. And Pak Doni, ada pertanyaan lagi? Any other questions rather than technical questions? And then one more thing, as I mentioned in the beginning, so we're cooperating with Ediversal Indonesia, and then all the parents, and then the students in the future. So if you would like to ask any other questions than these questions you asked here, or we were not able to answer, please contact Ediversal or your educational or college counselors in your own schools. They can get in touch with us. And what we would like to offer the schools in Indonesia is, before you come to your final grade, before SMA 3 ya, kalau nggak 4 ya, Pak Doni?
12,
the final grade? 12, kelas 12 ya, kelas 12. Yeah, we can organize language courses while you are right in your school. And then here, Mr. Aiden and then Ms. Zortash here, and with them we can organize special courses for Indonesia in Indonesian time. Or another good thing is they already have certain classes like AM classes or PM classes when if you want to take like evening classes after schools, so that corresponds to AM classes in Germany. So it's a good thing that right after your school, they can join the courses, which is already organized by Sprachakademie or Rennes Language Academy. So we don't need to make a special course to Germany. And then when, you know, while you join these courses, these normal courses in Germany, you would have opportunity to be in the same virtual classroom with other foreigners, rather than having all Indonesian students in one class. So it's always good to have students, classmates from other countries. So you practice learning German language with them within the class. And what's good, so unlike other YouTube classes or unlike classical, you know, the courses, these courses offered by Rennes Language Academy or Sprachakademie, so they're offered directly, you know, by native German speakers and live classes in virtual classrooms. So like what we're doing here, well, unlike what we're doing here, so most of your cameras are off, your microphones are off. So in our classes, so everybody keeps their microphone and webcams on, so we can see each other, or you can see each other, and then you can communicate with each other. So you can practice German you know, language as if you are in a regular class.
Yes.
And especially during this pandemic, so it's been very useful for the language learners to take these online classes while they're unable to attend regular face-to-face classes. And this Sprachakademie, both Rennes Language Academy, are very specialized in online education. And if, once again, so if you have any more questions, you can always contact us through language counselors in your schools, or you can just directly write to us, to Rennes Language Academy or Sprachakademie.
Yes. Mr. Aziz, there is one question. Is that like this one, the question. Previously, we mentioned about requirement to applying visa is able to speak Germany. How to apply visa for taking German course on site in Germany. So the student want to go there directly and want to study Germany. But the thing is that for the requirement for applying visa is able to speak German. How can we solve this problem? Maybe Ms. Melike or Mr. Aziz. Is that true that if we go to Germany that we have to be able to speak in Germany first, or how? Or we just
No,
I think Firdaus can answer these questions, yeah. Being as a foreigner student here in the country, yes. So he would know the procedure best.
It's not on the way, For example, I know some Indonesians. They came to Germany and they couldn't speak German at all, and they learned Germany here for 1 year in Hanover, and that's why it's not a must. It's not obligation that you should know B1, B2 in order to come to Germany, but it's like desirable. If you know like A2 or at least B1, it's for your benefit, then you don't need to spend so much money. But it's possible.
Possible, Mr. Ferdios, yeah. Well, actually, if I'm not mistaken, all rules in Indonesia that if the student want to apply for visa in Germany, previously we have Ujian Nasional or UN in Indonesia. Since the UN already erased, there will be some change in the regulation of applying visa in Germany. But maybe I just would like to remind all students, especially if you want to apply for student visa. So if I'm not mistaken, they will take your final score, especially when you are in 12th grade. Yeah, please, I mean, you have to be very serious. Yeah, if you want to study German in Germany, because I believe that in Germany everything is so serious there, right? Right, Mr. Aziz? Because if you are not serious, it's going to be very difficult.
Yes.
You have to start study hard from 10th grade. So that's why Mr. Aziz and everyone here, we're trying to invite some of the students from 10 and 11. So we hope that from the 10 or 11, if they are trying to study very hard and try to prepare to go to Germany from now, I think it's the best time for them. The plan is, for example, if they are now 11th grader, maybe during this holiday or next the beginning of 12 years grade, so you can take the online course. By the end of the 12th grade, hopefully you can get the B2 or C1 certificate. So you can just directly go to Germany and taking directly to the study and collect, and maybe you just come to the Sprach Academy and they will help you. I think so. Is that true, Mr. Aziz?
Yes, sir. What we're offering here today is just to save time after you graduate and come to Germany, and save some budget. You can start learning German language while you are still in your school and while you're in Indonesia. You know, it's very time saving and then budget saving. But if you want to enter universities here in Germany, of course, when you apply to universities, they may also offer you language courses starting from A1 level. Some universities do that, but most students don't offer language courses. So you need to take language courses in private language courses outside from university. But the good thing is, so you know, before you finish your school, while you are still in grade 10, 11, or 12, so you can skip that, you know, beginning part of German language learning while you are in your own home, so at your own comfort, so you can start learning online. And then maybe when you come to university in Germany, you can take like, you know, once you have B1 level, then as Firdaus already mentioned, you can get admitted to Studienkolleg. So where you improve your English within a year, and then so you do B2 and then C1 level while you are studying in Studienkolleg. So that A1 to B1 part you can do at home, or you have to do it here in Germany while you come, while you stay in Germany. So you need to pay this, you know, this language college, language schools, plus there would be your own expenses. For this, I've already mentioned that monthly expenses for living. So to cut that budget and then, you know, save the time, so you can do that part at your own comfort. So while studying online.
Yes, previously I opened the studying hour for the AM or PM time. Well, let's say the difference time of Germany and Indonesia is Jakarta is 5 hours ahead. Yeah, 5 hours ahead in Jakarta. Let's say if I'm mistaken, they from the Germany, they provide 2 o'clock 2 a.m. In the afternoon. Well, for example, if Indonesian student want to study Germany, it means that at 7 o'clock at night, PM, AM, sorry, PM, yes, sorry, 7 PM. So I think it's that not really late. I mean, the time to study, 7 o'clock is the best time to study Germany. Yeah, in Indonesia, it's not really late. Not
Adoni,
really
it's right here.
Yeah.
If you want
Yes.
to take, evening class, so there is a course starting at 1 p.m. It's 1300. So this is 1 p.m. And then in Indonesia, it would be 6 o'clock, and that would be the perfect time to study after school, right? Serkan Bey, doğru değil mi? Saat 1'de dil kurslarınız var.
Doğru. Doğru.
Mükemmel bir zamanlama olur. That would be perfect timing. So you can just join this 1 p.m. class, and then that would be 6 o'clock.
For 2 hours, yeah, Mr. Aziz, yeah. How many hours that? For each.
Well, so here daily is one. Serkan Bey kaç saat oluyor günlük? 1'den 5'e kadar diyor.
4 saat, 5 Unterrichtseinheit.
4 akademik saat değil mi?
5 akademik saat oluyor.
5, okay, it's Padoni, it's 5 hours, 5-hour classes daily from and then weekly. Haftada kaç gün?
5 gün.
5 gün. Okay, this Padoni, so this is an intensive course. So every day, so from Monday to Friday, so the students may have 5-hour classes weekly. So when you take this intensive course, as Mrs. Zortash said, so you can do each level within 2 months. Otherwise, so if you don't take like intensive course, it should take longer, of course, than 2 months. This is very intensive course, and then so daily you study English, but they may not apply to Indonesian students while they already have their evening classes as well. But there is always opportunity to organize extensive classes for students, so they don't have to join these particular classes. Other classes can be organized once you have a group of minimum 8 persons, 8 to 10. Then we can organize classes.
Maybe we should talk more about this one, Mr. Aziz. I mean, maybe
that should be discussed with the school administration, and we can negotiate with school administration. If the students and then parents are willing to take German classes, they should always talk to the school management.
Yes, don't worry, for every school, from school partner of Eduversal, we are trying to propose this one. So hopefully if we have many groups here, so maybe we can just make our own group, yes sir, accordingly, we can just try to use Indonesian time, so everyone can get the benefit of this one. So I believe that for the Germany, two months is quite good enough the time, because it's intensive, Mr. Aziz, So of course, actually it's also can be accessed with English language, Mr. Aziz, because previously you just show us the German language, so most of us maybe do not know the German language. Maybe you can just open for everyone, I mean you can just open that website, and you can just change the language into the English one, so you can just easily understand the content of the website. So hopefully we can just do it, the cooperation with the Sprach Academy on with the Rennes one. So actually there are still questions, is aimed to Mr. Firdaus. Sorry for this one. Maybe 2 more questions. There is one student asking about the curriculum in Germany for studying medicine. There is what is it? I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it wrong or correct. Model Studiengang and Regelstudiengang. What are both of the difference, and what is the benefit of that one?
Actually, I already written the answer, but I can once again I can say the difference. The Modellstudiengang, it's getting in German popular. The main difference is that in the first 2 years you begin with the clinic directly. In the regular Studiengang, in the first 2 years you will have theory, and firstly after 2 years after your first state examination, then you will begin with the clinic. And like I said, in Germany, the first one, the Modellstudiengang, is getting popular because from the first day of your studying you have contact to patients.
Thank you, Mr. Firdaus. The last question, maybe because we already 1.5 hour. Maybe the last question from all. So she is asking about the Ivy League university in German, especially for IT or economics. Maybe the best university for IT and economic, yeah. And the cost, I think if it is public university, is the free one, the tuition free,
Yeah.
tuition free, right? So for the, maybe she's asking about the private university, Mr. Firdaus. Can you just
Yeah,
explain?
there was some private universities here, but very less, and they are, of course, they are very, very expensive. It's not.
Can you just mention how much, maybe how many euros for every?
It depends. It depends on what you will study. IT. Yeah, I only know, for example, medicine. It's about, there are 3 universities private, and they cost like per month, per semester, per 5 months. It's about 15,000 euro.
15,000
like that. 1,000 euro. 15,000 euro. And I also know, for example, for law, it's also for 1 year, it's about 14,000 euro. For IT, I would suppose it's also about 10,000 or 15,000. But as I said, there are very, very little or very less private universities here in Germany, because the German state, they don't want it.
Jadi 14.000, 15.000 per semester ya Pak Doni.
Euro per semester, yeah.
Yeah, that's
The quality, how about the quality between private and public? Is it different or the same one?
The quality, I think the public universities are better.
Public much better,
Yeah.
Mr. Firdaus. Oh, it's good. Thank you for that information. Okay, I believe that we already have 1.5 hour. Mr. Aziz, please, I will return it to you as a host.
Sure. Pak Doni,
Yes.
sekali lagi ya. Apa yang Bapak?
Ini silakan B, saya kembalikan ke
Yeah, if we just want to wrap it up once again, for any questions, for any further questions, we're always available through emails, or you can just contact your college counselor in your schools. And then once again, in terms of language proficiency test and then language exam preparations, you can contact us anytime. So you can just directly contact me as a Teacher Aziz or English Teacher Aziz on social media, or Rennes Language Academy, info@renneslanguageacademy.com. So through Rennes Language Academy, you can go to Sprache Academy, or you can directly contact Sprache Academy on their own website. So they already shared the contacts. And for any technical questions, we can also contact Firdaus as a foreigner student here in Germany, which he already has gone through, being as a foreigner student. And we also have many Indonesian students here, actually. We couldn't invite them due to certain reasons. And we can share their contacts to Edversal, and then I'm sure so they already have contacts. For example, from Karisma Bangsa, I have my students Nindi from Kalimantan, and then Raka is here, Devan, and then from Aceh there are some students, and then so I'm sure so the school has contact with them. Yes. They would be the best reference as well. And once again, so I really appreciate for giving us this opportunity, Pak Doni, and then Edversal. And I also say thank you to my colleagues, Mr. Serkan Aydın and then Ms. Melike Zortaş. And especially I'd like to express my gratitude to medical doctor and would-be doctor very soon, Firdaus Aripov from Tajikistan. So he is one of the volunteer students here offering this kind of free consultation and then counseling services to foreign countries. And then while his free time, Firdaus Aripov is visiting countries. He has a great hobby of traveling. He visits the countries, and then so he's visited many countries where our friends are operating schools. He's been to Indonesia and Pacific countries. He was in Japan. He visited the Turkish schools there, and then so anytime, so he's also reachable. Yes, Pak Doni.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you are welcome, Mr. Aziz. Maybe this is the end of our webinar today. Hopefully, we can just get many information, good and benefit to all of us. Maybe we just try to finish this webinar now. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for class teachers, students, and all, especially the parents who already joined this one, and also to Sprach Academy and the teams. Hopefully, we can just have more cooperation, and we can help the student to get their achieve their dream to German university as well. Okay, thank you. I close.
Bapak Ibu, adik-adik, terima kasih. Sampai ketemu lagi ya di Jerman.
Iya, semoga ketemu di Jerman ya.
Greetings from Germany to you.
Ya, sebelum ketemu di Jerman lagi bisa kontak lagi ya.
Oke, siap.
Dan please jangan lupa ikut kami social media, Sprach Academy EU or Rennes Language Academy.
Instagram.
Ya.
Oke. Oh ya, nanti juga kita ada YouTube-nya. Nanti insya Allah saya akan share juga ke semua sekolah-sekolah yang ada di Indonesia, yang sekolah-sekolah mitra kita. Semoga bisa mereka dapatkan informasinya dari sini juga.
Amin. Oke.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Saya kenal